What's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to another day here at our Minecraft Walt Disney World here in the MC Magic server, MC Parks. And this is a special video. I'm really excited for this one. I've actually never toured it here on the MC Parks server. Obviously, I know this resort very well. My most recent trip to Walt Disney World, I was able to visit Disney's Polynesian Resort. And I have a good story. So sit down, relax, and let's talk about Disney's Polynesian Resort. So, Polynesian Resort opened on opening day of the resort here in Walt Disney World. And this is a resort that has had an interesting history. They've had a name change to the actual resort. They've had a very big recent addition, a DVC tower, which we can discuss the controversy around that. They recently updated the lobby. There's a lot that has gone on at the Polynesian. So since 1971 on opening day, October 1st, things have been very up and down, and mostly up for this resort. Now, let's take a look in the main entrance here. This is an incredible entrance. You've got these little fountains here, and they have, at night, they have tiki torches that light up this area, and that's what all these little pillar things are in real life. It's an actual tiki torch. I really like this lobby. I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of the renovation to it, but to be honest with you, don't tell anybody, but I didn't see the original version, so I've only seen this version. But I really do like the theming here. You obviously have the boutique, right? Obviously you have the Halloween, the Hawaiian theme there. And this spot is an incredible spot to me. This little guy, if you don't know who that is, in real life, this is Maui, and Maui is holding a little lei in his hand, and he sits on the perch of this resort. And this is pretty much the center, the epicenter of this resort. Now, recently, like I said, they recently updated it. They took a lot of the nature aspect of this area and kind of made a lot of chairs and things like that. It used to be a lot more like this from pictures I've seen. There was like a big fountain in the middle. There was a lot more of that, like with nature to the lobby. And they kind of just clipped it down to the part with Maui. And I love Maui so much. The Diamond Line, how much do you love Maui? I actually have a Maui in my room sitting on my computer desk. That is how much I love Maui. I love that statue. It is awesome. So, if you had any questions about how big of a Disney fan I might be, it is to the point I have a $100 Maui recreation from the Polynesian Resort in my room. And he even has a little lei in his hand, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, my first time coming here is kind of an interesting story. Before we go on, I had a reservation to Steakhouse 71 on my most recent trip to Disney World. And the day of, I get an alert, and mind you, we are already down in, like, we're in Disney and everything, and I get an alert that your reservation has been canceled, so you need to pick a new reservation. And I was kind of bummed because I was like, man, like that, I really wanted to go. I'm a big steak guy. I love getting steak. It was a big loss. I was very disappointed. And I was with my girlfriend, and we decided she was big on, well, I've been to this place, Ohana, and I'm like, I know what Ohana is. That is the creme de la creme of people love Ohana. And she was insistent, let's go and see what's going on there. Let's see if we could get in. And I'm like, there's no way we're getting in. Like, I was already, like, I didn't even want to go because I didn't want to be disappointed. So we get there, and it's like 6, 7 o'clock at night, like the best time to be at that resort eating dinner. And we get in, and they told us, yeah, we have a table for you. And that was, I might get emotional. That was my magical moment at Disney on my last trip, was being able to go to Ohana on a basically a walk up reservation. Um, and you want to know if there's still magic at Walt Disney World. That was uh, one of the best nights of my life. It was incredible. We had an incredible dinner at Ohana, and some people are like, "I go to Ohana every trip. What do you like? Why is this such a big deal?" It's the fact that I went down there and not even that day, knowing that I was gonna eat at Ohana, like just the pure spontaneity of it, I think made that food taste so much better than it actually is. Um, that was such a magical moment, and I really I'm speechless because I was so overfilled with joy during that meal. We had the cast members at the Polynesian made a really nice trip, a super special night and trip um, for me and my girlfriend. I was so happy with that. So that's my rant, but that's how I fell in love with the Polynesian resort. And I'd love to know your guys' stories. How did you fall in love with this resort? So now that I got that out of the way, let's continue the tour. So we have the boutique restaurant, which obviously somebody's lacking on the getting rid of the Christmas decorations. It's February now. Not that I mind it, but there is a lot of Christmas decorations still in here. Uh, Obviously, there's a lot of Stitch plushes and things like that because, Hawaii and Stitch. Why does Minnie look so scary there? She looks very scary. Um, you obviously have I think this is Captain Cook's. I'm pretty sure this is Captain Cook's over here. So you have this quick service over here. I know Trader Sam's is also somewhere over here. Is it further down? Yeah, so this is Trader Sam's. Trader Sam's is currently under refurbishment. Okay, so I'm impressed that I even knew where it was. But yeah, Trader Sam's is in there. Captain Cook's is in there as well. This is another resort that has really nice, like really good food. Even like Captain Cook's, Kona Cafe, all the food here is incredible. And you obviously got the pool, which an incredible pool. This pool looks fantastic at night. And you obviously have that right here. Let's see if we could get back out of here now. I think we've done our due diligence of walking around, making sure we checked out Trader Sam's and stuff. I don't actually know what this is. I guess these are rooms. Huh. So I guess this is where you check into. Oh, you have the separate building. These are the separate houses. Okay, gotcha. Um, the main building here. So I remember my first Disney trips with Caribbean Beach. You have your main hub of the resort, which is Old Port Royale. Well, the Old Port Royale in the Polynesian is the ceremonial house, which boutique, Captain Cook's, Trader Sam's, Kona Cafe, all of that stuff is at the ceremonial house. So you have that all there. I'm definitely lost now. Oh, pineapple lanai. They've got some good Dole Whip there, right? You could get some different Dole Whip flavors in there. I think we got back, yeah. So we're back where I want to go. You just head up the stairs here. I'm sorry it's so laggy. We've been having problems with lag the last couple of videos. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but I do apologize if it's coming over a little bit weird for you guys. Um, and this is the sort of area you come up to. It's a really cool staircase. They've got a lot of like Hawaiian like artifacts. I don't even know what else you would call it. I guess it's artifacts. That's all over there. Um, and then over here you have this is the monorail, so you can take the monorail loop. That goes over there. And then over here is Ohana. And this is the very famous restaurant. A lot of people love it. A lot of people don't love this restaurant. The character meal I've heard mixed things about. So maybe that's part of the sort of the lore is it's a hard restaurant to get reservations for, especially at night for dinner, for fireworks and things like that. They actually have a guy with a ukulele, and he actually goes around the. I wonder what the significance is. I assume these are the creators here at MC Parks. Really cool to see them, kind of having dinner, I guess, or it's kind of like an Easter egg, if you will, here at Ohana. And this is actually a bigger room than I think they actually made it. This is a pretty massive room here. So you've got that there. You have the guy playing the ukulele walking around. You have the character meet and greet in the morning with Lilo and Stitch. So you've got your Ohana breakfast covered there. Another interesting thing, which obviously now they have the Island Tower at the Polynesian Village. So that opened in late 2024, December of 2024, and it houses 380 rooms, which almost doubles the size of the Polynesian Resort because the actual Polynesian has 492 rooms. And you add 380 to that, I mean, you have over 800 rooms, almost 900 rooms in the Polynesian Resort. And another interesting thing here, the name of the resort. Now, the resort was called Disney's Polynesian Village Resort when it opened in 1981. And from 1981 to 1985, it was Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. And for some reason along the line, I don't know if there was a mindset that it was too confusing or it was just a name that just was hard to understand. I'm not really sure the whole context behind it, but they ended up changing the name in 1985 to Disney's Polynesian Resort, just Polynesian Resort. And then they decided to go back to calling it Disney's Polynesian Village Resort in 2014. So so let's just quickly just to recap. 1981 at opening to 1985, the first 4 years. Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. They changed it in 1985 to Disney's Polynesian Resort, just Polynesian Resort. They took out the village part up until 2014. And then from 2014 to today, it is once again Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. So I don't know exactly what happened there. I like Polynesian Village Resort. I think that's actually a better name for it. So I'm all on board with that. I'll drink the Kool-Aid on the Polynesian Village Resort all day. So I really like that. So they've got that there. What else? What else? Oh, so another really interesting thing actually we were just there, one of these rooms that faces the Magic Kingdom has some interesting history behind it in that there was actually a pretty significant thing that happened. And the Beatles band, the paperwork signed to break up the Beatles actually happened at one of the rooms at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. So I think John Lennon was staying in one of these rooms, and you have to remember the context. Like, you're looking at this like, oh, why would he stay at a room with the bungalows there? In the 80s or the 90s, when John Lennon signed the papers to break up the Beatles, there were no bungalows here. This is all new, and I believe the bungalows were built around the same time as Bay Lake Tower, like 2010, 2012, somewhere around there. Let's see. But these are some really nice rooms. Obviously very expensive, but you have this little setup. It's actually it's a fairly small room, right? But what makes this so incredible is you come out here, you could see Magic Kingdom from here. You have your own hot tub. You have your own private hot tub in your room, right on the back deck of Seven Seas Lagoon, looking over Magic Kingdom. It does not get better than that. It does not. So you've got that. You have a couple of bedrooms in here. Yeah, like this is it. Like this is as good as it gets, and I really love this resort. It is my favorite resort on Walt Disney World property. I have not had the ability to stay here yet, but obviously my story that I told you guys earlier is just an example, one of many, I'm sure, of incredible experiences people have had at this resort. It is just such a great resort, and it just has such an incredible feel. Like the way it smells in the lobby, you have these little hanging bulbs and things like that in the main lobby with Maui. You have the history with the John Lennon breaking up the Beatles in here. There's just so many ways you can kind of look at this resort. If you've never been, you don't even have to stay, because I didn't stay at the resort. I was only there for a couple hours for an Ohana dinner, and you felt what that resort means in that time. We didn't spend a ton of time there, but we had enough time to understand what this resort means and why people love it so much. It is a fantastic resort, and like I said, the music, which you're listening to now, the music, the sounds of the waterfalls, looking at the tiki torches, the smell, it smells like Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii in 2018. I've been to Hawaii. It is very much that, it brings that essence of Hawaii, that calm, kind of almost scary, just how like relaxing the vibe is here. It's unlike any other resort I've seen at Walt Disney World. It really is. And I love the Caribbean beach. And I'm really excited the next time I go to Coronado and the Swan and Contemporary and all those other incredible resorts. The flagship resort, which is Grand Floridian. I don't think it compares to the level of what the Polynesian resort is. So with that said, let me know down below. Have you had any memories at the Polynesian resort? Have you had any memories that really invoke that nostalgia for this resort? Let me know down below. And have you been to Trader Sam's or anything like that? Let me know down below. That's going to do it for today's resort tour. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you check out our other videos here on the channel. We have a plethora of Disney content, so if you're interested in any of that, similar to this, or maybe not so similar to this, check it out. Thanks for watching, and have a magical day.